United had one job, win in Bilbao and salvage a broken season. Instead, they bottled it on the biggest stage, and now the club stares down the barrel of another year in the wilderness. United lose 1-0 to Tottenham Hotspur in Bilbao, the Europa League Final. Gutless performance from Manchester United. Not good enough in any regards. They one of the worst teams you'll ever play in a cup final. Worst team I've ever seen Manchester United play in a cup final, but somehow we found a way to lose. We got conceded on an own goal. But at the end of the day, manager got it wrong. Players, we needed big players to step up. We needed Bruno, Magoo, Casemiro to step up. They all had bad games. Maguire didn't have a bad game, but those other two did not have a good game. And United fucking lose in the game of decade. We had to win that game, bottled it, an indictment on the whole squad and probably the manager as well. How are we feeling?
I said I wouldn't do a podcast after the final if we lost, but
Lies.
Here we are. This is
Laugh.
so
It's
so
better if you laugh. It's
so
better
many.
if-
There's so many emotions here. Number one, this is just the build up to this final. We can talk about it. Been thinking about Sunday, started getting butterflies all week. And Alex, we took some time off. We're saying, hey, Wednesday, make a day of it. Go into the city, get a spot. Went to Splash in San Francisco, which actually had an amazing TV setup. So amped, so pumped for the final. I thought the lead up to the final, Ange looked very, nervy. I thought Bruno and Amorim looked calm. Gave me a lot of confidence in those two, and I thought we had them. You looked at the rosters, Kulusevski out, Son not being able to start, also Madison down. You looked at United, you'd be like, look, we show up, we do the business. We're Manchester United, sir. That's how we do. We're going to win this game. I was starting to feel confident, and, we played like shit, absolute dog shit, crap tactics from the manager. You got a stubborn manager on the other touchline and Ange who wants to go toe-to-toe. Amorim's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go toe-to-toe with you. Why don't you try to bang him on the counter with Garnacho? Didn't put him in. Then he throws him under the bus after the match in some sort of backhanded comment. Waited too long to change it. It was horrible. I mean, look, Spurs, we found a way to lose to a very bad injury-riddled Spurs team that were there for the taking on a plate. And you could try to look at the stat sheet. You could try to convince yourself this wasn't as bad as it was. This was an embarrassing level of football from both teams, an embarrassing level of football for what is this competition and final. And Manchester United lost to the most gutless side ever. And this is a European trophy that could accelerate a rebuild and give bedrock to Ruben Amorim to rebuild this team and set us on the path for maybe a lack of misery or give us something out of this shit season. And instead we break our backs and lose to Tottenham Hotspur in Bilbao. And we're staring down the barrel of a shit transfer summer with Ratcliffe and co broke his shit. No money, a manager who's pissed off and probably doesn't even like this team, and we can't even make changes now. And so we haven't even been able to digest it all, but a brutal final and what is probably the death blow at the end of the worst season in Manchester United's history as far as I'm concerned, as far as I've been alive.
Definitely the worst season that we've seen as fans. Definitely the worst season in the last 20 years, since the 70s now. And Ineos, this is a tough place to be, right? All of your decisions that you made in the last 12 months, they all blew up in your face. The Ten Hag backing, transfer this summer, firing Dan Ashworth, bringing in Ruben Amorim in the first place mid-season. And here we are. And everything went wrong. And it's an indictment on this team. It's an indictment on the club. And it's an indictment on how the club is being run at the current moment. Because at the end of the day, we were shit. We were better than Spurs in this match, and we still found a way to lose. Own goal. It's fucking embarrassing. It's embarrassing, and it is an indictment on these players. We already knew the players are not good enough. It's an indictment on Ruben Amorim. He did not do enough. In the same way that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he was exposed. He was a naked man in Gdansk, out in the wilderness, just fucking show that he had nothing doing late subs. This was better, and the subs happened, but they were too late. The subs should have happened right at halftime. Matt wasn't effective. It wasn't working. He needed to push Bruno further up. He needed to do something else, and we waited. We were not proactive. And it was the same way that United played. We were not on the front foot enough. They were there to be had. They were a terrible team, but we found a way to lose to them, and that speaks everything about what's wrong with United. Ineos are fucking, that was their chance of redemption to bail out mistakes they made all season, and they didn't get They didn't get the fucking bailout, and here we are. This summer is going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare because the negativity around this club, negativity around this manager, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. Buckle up, because just when you think it couldn't get worse, it might.
And you know what? We didn't deserve the get out of jail free card.
No.
Like, we've been so bad. You know, we were so bad. We fired Erik ten Hag. Keeping him was the wrong call. Rode that too long. Fired him. Then we decided to bring in a manager who doesn't have the players to play the system. And oh, by the way, he's a stubborn SOB, will only play that system despite not having the players for it. We loaned out all of our attackers in January, did not even get a frisky loan like Højlund.
No goals.
Only guy up front for United today. So just a lot of decisions kind of stacking up. But there's nowhere to hide in finals. Like you said, you're exposed. I'm looking at Bruno Fernandes. Like, great player, like, no doubt about it. I've seen him fade in big games. He faded in the Villarreal final with Ole today. Like, the ball he gave away that led to the goal was just atrocious. A lot of bad passes from him, scrappy. He wasn't losing his head like we've seen in the past, but he was not on it today. He felt like he was nervous or his head was somewhere else. Just not, and look, every player has their days. Hey, I'm nothing against Bruno Fernandes, still a great player, but like today, we said it. He's our best player. He can win us this game, and he had a bad game today. You know, I want to say, looking at Amorim's system more broadly, is like Mazraoui, trying to get Mazraoui and Dogu on the pitch. Are they going to help us win that final? Those two players, like, we saw Delo come on, and, you know, it looks much better with him there. But for some reason, Maz and Dogu getting a lot of the ball today didn't really help this team. And then Mason Mount. I thought that you couldn't. The tactical setup for this game was Ange is going to come at you, and you got to go root one in behind. We saw Ole do this to Spurs. We've seen United do this to Spurs in the past, and Garnacho is the one player that gives you that root one outlet. And I felt like we really had to kind of smash and grab Mourinho counter, let Tottenham get tired, and then kind of build, and then open up with subs. You know, get Bruno in the front three, have him root one, Garnacho, Casemiro Ugarte, Casemiro Menu, something like that. The 11 was wrong, and it took too long to change. It reminded me like Ten Hag didn't change it up. And Amorim was sitting there on the touchline. He had a manager on the other side of the pitch where he knew what he was going to do. He couldn't counteract it, and it was too late to change it, and there was nowhere to hide for Ruben Amorim. Because if you look at these two sides, the injuries that Tottenham have and what United have, United should win this game 7, 8 out of 10 all day. And then if you add on top of that Tottenham come out and play like shit, United should be winning this game 9 out of 10. And it was not a professional performance. We saw the FA Cup final with Erik ten Hag, players just busting a gut for him. We didn't see that jump. We didn't see that fight from the players. And this was one. Like, you can't let this cup slip through your fingers. Like, we just gave it away. Like, literally gave away the trophy that could give us 120 million, bring in new players in the summer. This is another striker we're not going to see. This is another wing back we're not going to see. This is just more malaise at United. Are we going to stick with the Amorim system? Like, I don't know. But, like, this is, to me, this is absolute rock bottom. 16th place, the one team that stayed in the Premier League that we finished above, had the last laugh and and put us on our knees. Death blow in the final. We're the worst team in the league. I never thought I could ever see Manchester United finish this low in the table, number one. And it's like, oh, well, don't worry. We got the Europa League. And here we go. We got it. And we served Tottenham the Europa League trophy on a plate, 100 million to them. They're going to rebuild their team, maybe back Ange, and we're going to be worse off for it.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't back Ange if they were smart. They'd be like, all right, cut and rug like we should have done after the FA Cup final last year. No, I certainly would have think that you could have used an extra midfielder today when they were literally not putting anyone even across the halfway line. Like in the second half, stubbornness killed the last manager. Stubbornness is killing this manager. Like, this is your opportunity. You've been so dog shit in the season. You have the players. We're missing 2 players who are defenders. They created nothing, and you find no way to kind of change the game. So, like, stubbornness is going to kill
out of
you.
ideas.
You have to be flexible. You have to be flexible. You have to be willing to throw things out and just say whatever it takes. Good managers find a way. The best managers consistently find a way. And today, the fact that you're like, yo, Erik ten Hag wins this final. Erik ten Hag wins this fucking final. No. We didn't like Erik ten Hag.
Erik ten Hag finishes higher than 16th.
Yeah, and he wins this final by like a fucking
and he's
canter.
Fucking bad.
Yeah, he wasn't good enough.
He's a bad manager, right? Like,
he's a bad manager for Manchester United.
Yeah, like Manchester United is looking for a manager to win the fucking league. Manchester United is looking for a manager to win the fucking Europa League, win the Champions League. Like we're not looking for a manager to finish in the top half of the table. We're trying to fucking win it. It's like Amorim has had his time, and like sir, before we get into that conversation, let's get into the match. We're doing an abbreviated match breakdown because who really needs to fucking relive this shit? But sir, you want to talk about any chances in the first half?
Let's show us the 11 first. Before we get into it, let's just say the starting 11 that Ruben did go with. He basically made one change in advance of the game against Chelsea. So one change, Euro came in. It was Onana, net, Shaw, Maguire, and Euro as the back three. Doug was your left wing back. Maz was your right wing back. Katz and Bruno in the holding two. So he went aggressive. Mount and Ahmad as your 2 10s and Hoyland up front. Both of us were,
Didn't like it.
Tell me what you thought.
Mount and Bruno starting together doesn't work. They both want to play in the same part of the field. We've seen it before when they're playing as 2 10s under Erik ten Hag. We've seen it today. Mount came on as super sub in Bilbao. He's got the engine. He's pressing. He's winning the ball. Like I feel like you had to keep him super sub. He switches it up. It didn't look good against Chelsea. It didn't look good today, but I guess the math is Chelsea's better than Tottenham. That's how you get there.
Definitely.
I think it was an aggressive change. You had to have Garnacho. You needed Route 1 behind Tottenham. Like, they were going to come onto you, bang, hit him on the counter. Like, by the way, Ajax, when we played Europa League under Mourinho, was the better team.
Without a doubt.
We beat them with that style of play. Smash and grab. Sometimes it's not just going toe-to-toe and being a stubborn bastard like Ange Postecoglou, sir. And, like, for him to win, for Richarlison to get this, it's just like,
he's
it's
a bad
disgusting.
coach. He's not a good coach. It's a bad team.
I'm sick of
found a way to lose. Like I said, if Erik ten Hag wins this fucking cup, bro, he wins this cup because we outplayed him. We out-tacticianed them in that final. A year ago, almost to the date. Let's get into this game,
Four
sir.
losses to Spurs, sir. Four losses.
Terrible
to
Spurs. And
this is embarrassing.
We needed an extra midfielder. We needed more going forward. You didn't need a fucking third center back. You can't be so rigid. And here we are. Let's get into it. It was a cagey game. Open it up. Let's be honest. Most finals are as you get into a game. Most teams don't want to push too hard for that opener. I thought United were doing enough. They were kind of stifling Spurs. We weren't doing much. Bruno looked off. He gave the ball away a couple times, but we looked sturdy enough. We did have a big chance. I think, 11th, 12th minute. Ahmad, the ball fell well to him, and he had like a nice kind of driven shot across goal, far post.
Yeah, it was a good chance, but like not on target.
Nothing
like
big.
This isn't anything. Like United should be
But that was the chance of the half.
getting way more chances than we did. I felt like when Tottenham had the ball, we sat back way too deep. Then when we played out the back, we got trapped by Tottenham's press. Then it kept the hoof ball to Højlund, who bounced off of him into the washing machine, and we were having trouble winning the ball and getting a hold of the game. When we did have a hold of the ball, and in the game, we would give the ball away. In the 42nd minute, Bruno, everything in front of him, full United setup, 5-yard pass to Casemiro. Bad giveaway leads to this goal here in the 42nd minute. Own goal.
In for Bentancur. Saw once more, and Johnson's in there! And Tottenham struck.
I mean, this goes in. For some reason, I just knew we weren't going to win. I don't know why I felt that way,
you
but
can see
like,
that goal.
We shouldn't. We should have goals in us, so it's kind of confusing to me why.
You give up a goal like that. I mean, it was an own goal where like Shaw gets beat. The ball shouldn't come in the first place. It's a nice ball in, to be fair, but the defender should be there. Onana, he looks all over the place, to be fair, but I want to blame the fact that you allow a goal like that to happen. And that just speaks to the nature of today. We played better. I still think we played better than Spurs, and we found a way to lose because this team didn't grab the game by the scruff of the neck. Nobody stepped up. We need Shaw to step up in that moment. We need Onana to step up in the moment, and neither did. And that same kind of lack of gumption persisted throughout the second half. Nobody stepped up and grabbed this game by the scruff of the neck throughout it, except for you'd argue the defensive Spurs, because they stood in. We had some chances late on when the subs finally did happen, and they were fighting for every headed ball. So it was just
if you watch Onana,
sad.
He's like a little too deep, and then he makes a step to the wrong way that then eventually makes it so it's like I think he makes more of this than it should have been. But again, he didn't have anything to do in the final. Like, think of that. Like, Tottenham created nothing.
One shot on target.
He literally had nothing to do in this entire final, and still, like, we're questioning whether or not, like, a different goalie can like help you out in this situation. Like, I just don't think Onana's not helping you win the final at the end of the day. Look, we go into halftime. I'm thinking like, hey, we got to get
Kitchen sink.
It's time to go. You know, like Spurs were kind of like on the back foot already with the 1-goal lead. I kind of felt like they were going to go deeper. We need to just like kitchen sink right away. Amorim sits on it till the 60s. Was it the 71st minute?
Crazy.
Unbelievable. This is Eric Ten Hag. Like, this is Eric Ten Hag out of his book. He puts on Garnacho and Xerxes for Mount and Højlund. I can't believe they got that much time. I would have been like 60. This is a final. We got to get on our horse. Like, we got to go. At least one of them, you know, put on Garnacho. That was a no-brainer for me. He came on. Great shot. Great opportunity. I felt like he changed the game. Ahmad on one side running at players from Tottenham. Garnacho on the other really stretched things in United's favor. I don't know why we waited so long to make this change.
No, and Ahmad, he was effective throughout, especially in the first half. And then second half, he was much less effective. I think Spurs were targeting him. They knew he was the danger man. And I think he just looked a little less adventurous, you know, more cautious. But there were like a bit of a flurry of late chances, but everything was too late. Everything was too late. Not dissimilar to, you know, like a dance final. The first sub was, 100th minute with Fred coming on. The sub should have been at halftime because we didn't create enough in the first half, and we know how good Spurs have shown it in the last 2 months, especially in the Europa League. They defend well late into the game, and you needed to push the envelope early at halftime and not let the game drag on because they want to slow down. We allowed it to slow down, and we had 2-3 chances maybe all in that second half, like real chances, and you're going to need more than that when you don't have that clinicality in front of net.
Yeah, and look, Delo comes on in the 85th. I thought he really changed the game with his crossing ability. I mean, just to show you kind of like how long Mods is on the pitch, Delo coming on, and then bam, all these crosses coming in from the right side, looking way more dangerous. It would ultimately lead to the Shaw header, which I think was like the big opportunity. And then Manu came on, Dogu came off.
Too late.
Again, too late. Magoo up to striker, like everything in the kitchen sink. We had that Luke Shaw header chance. Garnacho had a good chance earlier after he came on, but that was really it. The XG in the game, Spurs 0.99 to Manchester United 0.98. Like, the manager's hanging his hat on that. We played great. We played well.
Sounds like somebody I know.
I'm like looking at this and being like, Tottenham had nothing. They had nothing. They showed up. They didn't have good players. They had nothing in them. It was United's final to win. We literally gave up an own goal, and that literally shouldn't even be a problem because we should easily dispatch 2 or 3 past this Tottenham side. Like, Bruno having a horror, like, I feel like you can't have your best player and your captain have that type of game. But look, let's get into what the manager had to say about the match, sir.
That you don't want to talk about the future, but the season has been quite poor. Obviously, the fans have come here and seen another quite poor performance. Is there anything that you can say to the fans to give them optimism that things are going to be better in the future, starting with next season?
I think I was always really honest with you guys. We didn't perform perfect today, but we were better than the opponent, and the opponent also play. In the second half, we try everything with the center defenders, with the players wide, the crosses, go inside the box. So I think I'm really honest with you guys, so I expect the same. And there are some days that I said that we were really poor. I think today was not the day. We were not perfect. We have a lot to improve, but I think I'm always honest with you guys.
Jamie.
Ruben, when you came in, United were 7 points off a Champions League berth. You're now 27 off 5th, which is obviously a Champions League berth. I mean, very politely, you cannot be happy with that. It's a failure, surely, of yourself and the people who employed you. So how can you be confident that you can turn it around? Because you had 3/4 of a season. You've just lost this final. I've just given you the statistic about how far you are off a Champions League berth.
We have to see, again, we have to see. We have to see, and I know everything that you did. I said it before you, so we have to see. In this moment, is really I'm not going to be here defending myself. It's not my style. I cannot do it. Is really hard for me. So I have nothing to show to the fans and say I'm going to improve because of this. I had these problems. I will not do nothing. So in this moment is a little bit of faith. So let's see. And like I said before, coming here in the flash, I'm always open. If the board and the fans feel that I'm not the right guy, I will go in the next day without any conversation about compensation. But I will not quit again. I'm really confident on my job. And as you can see, I will not change nothing in the way I do things.
I got nothing.
Made that obvious.
Hey, what do you got for the fans? And like, you played like shit for 3/4 of the season. You
Fuck
lose this
you. I didn't play like shit.
I got nothing.
You,
I got nothing. Faith.
No, I've seen this movie before, bro. This is like a little bit of mix of like Ole and Eric Ten Hag mixed together with a better tan.
Bro, I'm sick of it.
No, it's over, bro.
Like,
It's over. It's over. It's over.
I have
Ineos,
to be like,
the Ineos experiment's failing. Ruben, he's done. Dude, it's done, bro. It's over. It's over because, like, I'm not saying we should fire him, but, like, he's not going to be able to turn this around because he's not being honest with himself. He's not being honest with himself in the same way that Eric Ten Hag wasn't being honest with himself, lying about how good we're playing. Today, I'm serious. We played better. We still found a way to lose. Barely better. Marginally. Like, just like a sliver better. And they were fucking shit. They
won.
They were shit.
They won.
Exactly.
They
That's all that
won.
matters.
Like here's what I would suggest is United, we talked about this at length in the drive back to your house.
Long drive back.
There's ways to lose final. So the thing about United is that people just they'll keep lowering the bar. So now we don't even have to play well in the league. Now we don't have to win Europa League, right? So now we're in that land where you could just be fucking awful, right? So we're that bar keeps going. You don't even need to play well. You didn't play well against Lyon. It was a fucking shit show to even get here. We're not even playing well to win the final. So we can't even play well in the league. Can't even beat Tottenham. Now we're lowering the bar all the way down here. And then when you get down in this range, you can play well and lose. Or Tottenham can just be the best team on the day and beat you. And none of those things happen. We didn't play well, and Tottenham didn't play well, and we found a way to fucking lose.
Found a way.
To a shit team. Shit. And you add this, the problem with, ultimately, why this is just the backbreaker. This is the backbreaker is because it's literally been building all season. The league has been insufferable. There's nowhere to hide. We're losing every game. West Ham cooks you at home. You're not even showing up. Chelsea, you're just everybody's beating you. Wolves, double. Just keep going. You can't. Pain. We got this Europa League train. Choo climbing up the hill, right off the cliff. Explosion, fire. Everybody's dead.
Dead bodies
Everybody's
everywhere.
dead. Yes. That's it. To me, Ruben Amorim, when Ole lost the Europa League final, backbreaker, it was it. Look, Ruben Amorim, he's going to get the losing this game is so heartbreaking for me as a United fan. And it's also ironic that after Mourinho won the Europa League, we decided to start this podcast and we've lost 2 years successive Europa League finals
in 4 years
in heartbreaking fashion. But this one is if Amorim, it's there's two paths. If Amorim has this trophy and he has the money, he has the fans, he has the belief, he has the card to show players, follow me into the promised land. I have won you something. He's shown the board. He then will have more money to rebuild the team. He's sitting on solid foundation. Now he's going into next year like Eric Ten Hag off the FA Cup. He said, I got nothing to show you. I have nothing to show you in the league. We have not played well. We're not winning anything. We lost to a horrible Tottenham side. We bottled a final that was literally gift wrapped to us to win. And I have nothing to show you other than shit football and a stubborn attitude where I won't change it. And I guess winning doesn't matter. And how long is that going to, Ole needed that trophy to then kick on again. Amorim needed this trophy because he's brought this on himself where this system is not working. He's not making the players better. And it's the results in the league are horrific, almost to the point where we're that frog sitting in the boiling water where we're used to it. Cooking. But it's no, it is hey man, you should change the fucking system because you're losing to West Ham at home by 2. And these players can't even smell a fucking win. And actually in finals, the only thing that matters is fucking winning. It doesn't matter about your system or your philosophy or anything. It matters about 1 or 0. Did you fucking win it? Or did you lose it to fucking Tottenham fucking Hotspur who have one on us? And to be honest, that is the end, Tottenham doing us, finishing 16th in the league, and they're going to be playing Champions League football, bro. And it's at the end of the day, it's going to be a fucking half-ass summer, and this manager coming out like, do you think, what are these players thinking? You know, it's like, burn it all down, sir. Burn the boats, burn the training facility, sell everybody. Manager is probably included in that because there's a test. The test was, here's Ange with all of his best players missing. Here's United. You got all these guys back. Can you come up with a plan to beat this guy who's surely going to be fired? And he could not do it. He could not do it. Everything was there for him to pass the test. I could have fucking passed that test. You could even pass that test. This guy, he failed miserably. It's all on him. There's nowhere to hide. And I don't know how you come back from that.
How do you back him in the league? You know, what?
Yes, exactly.
What credibility does he have in his ability to translate his vision into success in England and abroad? Yeah, we got to the final in the first place, but what are you resting on? Like, what's his win rate? His win rate at United is worse than fucking anybody we've seen. It's probably worse than Moyes at this point. It's just, there's a lot. I think you see the forest of the trees. I think you see the way the puck is moving down the pit, down the rink. Ineos are failing. Every decision they made has been rash because guess what? You're this fucking old rich guy who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing as it relates to running a top English football club. Smart guy, very brilliant, you know, made billions doing petrochemicals, but his involvement, you supposed to hire good people, let him run it. And instead, over the top, we're firing Dan Ashworth. That was a fucking mistake. Back in Ten Hag, it was a mistake. This is like Ole. It's not like Ten Hag after the FA Cup because at least he could win it in finals. He won 2 for 3 and he almost went 3 for 3. Ole looked like he had no clue, and this guy looks like Ole because he had no way to affect the game in a way that could have changed the tide. Like you said, if we were pushing 30 minutes, wave after wave, classic United football, attacking, just going for it. And they were fucking, you know, Vicario had a game and like Romero was making, clearance after clearance. You could justify it. But we had like 2-3 good chances in the last 30 minutes. The subs came too late. And he's like, hey, I'm stuck. I'm not changing. So the best managers in the world, Fergie, even Mourinho, tactical flexibility to be pragmatic. At the end of the day, all that matters is winning. Nothing else matters. You don't have to be fucking pretty. It only matters winning. That's it. Win, lose, or die. That's it. And instead, it's like, well, I'm not going to change. Well, fuck you. You got to change, brother. You got to change. You're 40. You got to, come on, man. Like, you got a long life. Be flexible. Good you got. Soundboard. Let's hit the soundboard.
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Bums.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
You don't play it for a system. And we suck. You don't play for a system. You don't play to prove a point. You play to win. And I think Ruben Amorim has lost sight of that. And I understand you got to build your system, but like, imagine if he came out and said, hey, I don't have the players. I'm going to play this way. And then next year we're going to kind of do it. And it's like, he just went straight. It couldn't have gone worse. You know, he's just gone straight.
He better to lose to Lyon. He better to lose to Bilbao. This is the worst possible
but like
outcome.
in the league, he's just been L. Like Ralph Rangnick came up with the dubs, bro. It's like at the end of the day, this is like, I cannot, like, for me, there's only one trajectory of this team, and it's like down. We're going down. And we have not, Amorim has not, like, number one, when you're a manager, think of anyone coming into a job. Like, you watch this game, you know what it's all about. Anyone coming into a job, team sliding. First thing, stop the slide. Stabilize the patient. Wrap the wound. Stop the bleeding. Get that vibe back. Get that confidence back. Get the lads going. Then build into your, you get the good vibes back. You get belief and buy-in from the players. Then you integrate your system. It can't just be like, my way or the highway. Fuck you. It's like, you're losing every game.
Every game.
Worst Manchester United team in history. They're no good. Like the fact that he has just been horrible in the press, putting more pressure on the players. And it's exactly and think about Ten Hag. I can't play this way because of the players. Well, Ten Hag spent like $700 million, still can't play the same way. Amorim's, now it's like, well, it's all next year. It's all next year. Well, you lost the final, so there goes the second striker. There goes the wingback. There goes another midfielder because, like, This movie is no good. That's why we need Dan Ashworth, who said,
Boring.
bring in a boring fucking manager who's disposable, someone with English Premier League experience. Fucking give me Sean Dyche and a world-class director of football and someone who can just get the attitude and the locker room, just get it back, stop the bleeding, and get this side back on. And what I think this decision with Amorim and how we got here to like arguably the worst outcome possible.
This is the worst.
This
By
is
far,
the,
it's
like,
the worst outcome possible.
16th place.
You lost to
and
the worst
losing
team
to Tottenham.
imaginable. You lost to the worst. By the way, you win and lose finals. I get it. You lose more than you
Yes,
win.
yes,
That's
yes,
part of
yes.
the game. This is the worst team we've ever lost to in a cup final in my lifetime. Like since 20 plus years.
Villarreal had some fight.
They were, dude,
Like,
Spaniards.
you know, honestly,
dude,
like-
Spanish team, frisky. It's hard to win on the continent. I get that. That's
Unai
different.
Emery, right? That you,
Bro,
Ange, and this fucking beat,
the
like
bum. He's fucking
no
terrible.
Son, no like.
No, dude.
There's nothing. The Spurs
Own
had,
goal.
Spurs had not. It's
We
like
created
not,
1 XG, bro.
You had to
Why would
figure
you
out
back
how to
him?
win.
There's no justification to back him because he's proven nothing in the league or in Europe. Ten Hag had more.
No.
Like, there's more of a reason to back Ten Hag last summer than there is for Ruben, unfortunately, because it's gone so poorly.
No,
Everything
no.
has failed.
So here's it. Ten Hag should have been fired.
He should have, but there's more of a reason to back him.
Here's the thing: the patient is the patient is diagnosed off of league form, right? So the Premier League is the best league in the world. Yes, you can win against Bodo Glimt. It doesn't solve your problems. Like we are 16th out of 20 in the league. That's terminal. We're diagnosed as a terminal illness, basically. And you need, at that level, it is like Sean Dyche. You know, like
Graham Potter.
Like, you are
Gareth
literally like
Southgate.
looking for Big Sam, save your side in that range.
He might have won today.
15th
He
and
might have won
down.
today,
But my
dude.
point is, like, think about next year. So we back Amorim. He keeps playing the same way. We're 16th to start the season. You're fired, and we're like getting a lifeline type coach to keep us in the Premier League. That is a realistic outcome here because we have not seen the turn. We haven't seen us get better. We haven't seen the system work. We haven't seen anything, and that's why Amorim's asking us to show faith. I'll show faith in him, but if it does not work, if it doesn't work, it is going to be, we will be in a relegation fight. If he's dismissed in the same manner Ten Hag was, and we come out playing the same way and the same system with not enough upgrades because we don't have the money now, and this is all based on by the way, Sir Jim's not going to get rid of Amorim because this is his guy. He fired Ashworth over to get this guy. And this is going to ride it. And if this doesn't work before Christmas next year, United are fucking drowning. We're going to need a like relegation fighting type of coach. And that's going to be the type of situation that we are in. This situation is like, you think we're going to beat Villa on Sunday? Or is that just another guaranteed L? Tee it up.
Oh, we're going to lose. Of course we're going to lose. They're a better team. They have something to play for. We have nothing to play for. Maybe like saving face at home. We are playing at Old Trafford. This team's a joke, bro. We're coming back from, this is like, you have no reason to, it's harder to get behind the manager because like, you know what? You want to have principles. You want to have a vision. You want to have a philosophy around how you want to approach games. But if you don't have the tactical flexibility to do whatever it takes to win a fucking cup final and you're gonna be like, fuck it, I'm gonna, because even Ten Hag, bro, he lined it up in a certain way and it took advantage of City's weaknesses and strengths and it was effective. It won. We made a much better team. They were so much better.
We lost that final and he changed it. Right, he went toe to toe,
and we could have won that final
fucking
too.
Smoked. We went toe to toe, and he went open midfield, and we got fucking smoked, and then he locked it down. And I just felt like you had to take advantage of.
If you're going, fans gotta say?
If you're going into a fight, Ange was going to be stubborn, and you had to take advantage of him because he was going to come at you with a shit team, and you had to be smarter than him. But he tried to out-stubborn Ange. He tried to out-stubborn Ange. He should have sat back and banged him with Garnacho on the counter. Him and Ahmad just ripping him open.
What's the fans gotta say? They're not happy.
And instead we were like, fucking goddamn. If you can't tell, this is literally devastating. Like this is gonna affect me for a while. Like this is like we lost to Villarreal. It was like it took me like the summer to get over it. It's like you'll be.
No, this is gonna take.
This is gonna take longer.
Maybe until kickoff of
this
August.
Be,
no,
like,
this
cannot be recovered because now Spurs fans have one on us. for however long.
That's not the problem. The problem is that
That's
we
the
just
problem.
fucking suck, bro.
That's
we suck.
the
problem
good news is
is
we don't know any Tottenham Hotspur fans.
the problem is you have no reason to get excited about Ruben Amorim this summer. It's like
this is
no.
bad.
That's the problem.
No,
The problem is not that you
there's-
lost. The problem is like you put faith in a young manager who's had a terrible
irredeemable.
time in both the league and every cups we played in, and we had the most winnable final we've ever found ourselves in as a club, and we fucking bottled it.
Here's it. Tell me.
Bottled it. Bottled it.
Okay. Tell me.
Fans.
Give me the. Tell me why he is not like because we don't have enough money to sign enough players, right? He's gonna have basically the same team.
Came in mid-season.
But he was worse than Ten Hag.
7 points off.
Ten Hag's sackable performance, like he was sacked, and those points are what basically made us not get relegated. So the whole idea is, how are we not going to be in the same? How are we not going to be him getting sacked in like December and then being
Which is probably why you sack him now. Because I hate to say it.
That seems to be
and that's
like
never where I want to be. I'm not a fire fast guy. I am actually like give a guy time. But if he doesn't have the riz to win this fucking final,
No,
against
it's not that. We don't have the money to give him the team for him to play
you have
this
no
way.
reason to get behind him because he did well in fucking Portugal. Like if you
Like, I don't
can't
know.
do it against Spurs, bro, it's like
No,
we
it
didn't lose to
had-
Chelsea. We didn't lose to Pallet. We lost to
That's
the
why
worst team. They're somehow worse than us. They are somehow worse than us in the league. They'll probably finish above us because we'll lose at Villa and they'll probably finish and win their last game of the season. You have no reason to get excited about Ruben Amorim. He has proven
It's
nothing. He's shown
compounding
nothing.
because now we lost. Now it's harder
No,
to
you got
buy the
Carter
players he needs, which means we're going
and
to
the
be
players
worse
are going to
next
lose
year.
faith, just like they lost faith in Ole. They lost faith in Ole after he fucking wet noodled that final with a goddamn zoot suit. He got the outfit
He was
right.
well dressed. He
got the outfit
well-dressed.
perfect.
He was well dressed.
But he should have made the subs 30 minutes earlier at halftime.
Whoever scored first in that game was going to win it. And that was and to be fair, it was bad luck. It was tough to concede, but we didn't do enough. We didn't do enough with what we had. We were not set up to win. If we played a back four, we would have been better off. Think about it. You play
Another midfielder.
If you played a back four, Luke Shaw, left back, you put Maz or even Dogu on the right. You get Bruno at 10.
Get Eriksson in.
You put Garnacho out wide. You put Ahmad out wide. The team is better. It's better. It would have won, and that's it. Like that's to me the insanity. But let's get into what fans had to say. At D_Cole18, too old, too young, not good enough in any position. Worst goalkeeper in United's history. Most overpaid, underperforming squad in the sport. No identity, no cohesion, no team spirit, no pride. Pathetic season across the board. This team in this role is the result of Glazer owners with Sir Jim's face slapped on it. It is, and brutal. Can't disagree with you there, Cole, and the fact that I was like, there was another United fan who was at the same bar we were, and we were like, you have to be a sick fuck to keep backing this team. You gotta be like,
fucks. By
you
the way,
have to be like,
we are sick fucks.
Like something's wrong with all of us here. So shout out to the American Reddevils community because this has been a
Appreciate
hell of a
ya.
year. Like
Fucking
we've had hell of a
brutal.
year. Like Rangnick year. Then this season, like when are we
Worse yet.
When are
Worse.
we getting better?
FA Cup. At least we won the
Hey.
FA Cup. That was fun.
I could use some championship football. You win a bunch of games, play
Yeah,
some
we
teams.
can win it. We can win a trophy.
Sheffield Wednesday would be exciting. Like why not? Like
I'm down.
I could
I'm
use
down.
a little like
I'm
keep
down.
it light. Keep it light. Like I'd like that. Why
Keep
not?
it light.
At YoniBoy _ Sirs, greeting from the Bay Area. What a season! What a final! Where do we go from here? Is Ruben under pressure as soon as the league starts? Are we still seeking for more transfers? I would say yes. He is definitely under pressure. Like
Today.
he
Today.
is-
He's under pressure today.
he is like a man under, like he was not under pressure before the final because everyone expected him to win. I even expected United to win. Looking at what Tottenham had, I was like, surely we're going to just outplay them. We're going to win. We have better players. And this is like kind of shot in the foot. He is nowhere to hide for him. He is like the game one, you lose that first league game, boom, it's pressure. Like if next season's kicks off, pressure, run the jump. He's literally a man. Like, I don't know how many lives he has, but he is going to feel it right away. Like, if you won this cup, you give him 2 years. Easy. Like, without this, he is going to be under the gun.
I mean,
Absolutely under
like
the
I said, you could make the justification to fire him this week.
No, because the system also adds pressure. Like, the system not working.
It hasn't paid off. He clearly,
and
and
him sticking with it, and then just to the end till he gets taken out to the shed. At Olsen Dylan, did that loss just set us back 5 years?
yes.
We said 2 to 3. We were talking about it in the car ride home. And I said, you lose that final, it's at least 2 years because of the
Again.
money. Because like the recruitment, you lose the money. You
Amram's
probably need it,
fucked.
and
Yeah, you need a new
Amram's
man.
fucked.
He's
And then,
fucked.
like, so if you win that, then you get boom, boom. Amram gets a boost, and so the rebuild's kind of accelerated. Now the rebuild just got click-clocked back down.
Because they'll do it wrong too, right? They probably like should have fired Ten Hag, kept them. Probably should fire Amram. They won't. I mean,
No,
they
but
don't.
Jim can't eat this L with Amram because
I know,
he
of course he
fired
was.
Ashworth over it, and then now it's a point to prove.
should
with
be running to the
a
FA. You should be
billionaire
running-
with a point to prove
Yeah,
is like
stubborn
a great,
fuck.
like, stubborn. Like, hey, I know better than the best director of football in Europe. I'm
fucking
going to
idiot.
hire this guy, and then it fails spectacularly. He's not going to get rid of him. At you, Bosun, Justice Feared, the manager got it all wrong and was too stubborn to make early changes. Wouldn't say the better team won. Spurs were horrific. That is true.
I agree.
But clearly United is terrible and deserve to lose most games. No hope for this team, and relegation is a real risk. I do think next year will be about staying in the Premier League. I think at a base case, for me, Amarin will go, and that is not because he isn't a good manager. It's because we cannot get him the team he needs to succeed because of PSR, and therefore he will be dismissed, and we'll be fighting at the bottom of the table. So we're just going to – a lot of pain coming.
Yeah, I think the way we see this coming is that we'll get a couple players in. We'll get probably Mateus Cunha. We'll maybe get the Lap, and that's about it. I think we'll have a bunch of bluffers come back, and they fire him sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas. You know,
Merry
that's it.
Christmas.
It's coming, bro. And then we bring in. They'll
Yeah.
finally go boring. They'll finally go like
Yes,
probably
exactly.
Gareth
Yeah,
Southgate,
yeah.
who you made a really good point on the drive home, sir, which was that like he provides air cover because the English media will give him. They'll give him space.
No, but I don't want. So here's the problem: is I don't advocate for Southgate.
No, but
I
you have
don't
to go-
advocate for an Eddie Howe. I advocate for a nobody who is not controversial, doesn't have a system, and will just do whatever. Like look at the team, pick the best team, and eat shit in the press for 3 years until we rebuild this club, because this club needs a rebuild. It needs a long-term rebuild without an ego manager who's blaming the players,
ego owner,
blaming
and an ego
you know,
owner.
like
Yeah.
like Eric Ten Hag blaming the players, blaming. It's like you need a guy who's just going to be like kind of like an Ole guy, and then you move on to after the rebuild's done. You don't give Ole the money, you give the director of football the money. Ole manages the team, Mr. Nice Guy, until we can get that guy. Similar to like an Arsenal situation.
Here's the real
Like
thing.
Arsenal need a new manager to take
Yeah.
it off the line, right?
Yeah.
You have a nice
Ruben
guy.
would have
or
been better for them because he's got a team
Yes,
ready to rock.
yes,
Does he make it to his 1 year anniversary? I don't think he even makes it to November 11th. I think he might be
I think it will be longer. Than
one
that. It will
of
be-
him, Ruben Amorim, Jason Wilcox, Omar Barada. One goes before July 1st is my prediction.
I think
One gets
Amorim will. I think in my base case, I'd be surprised to see him materially turn this around, because like he has to not only he has to come out and play well and turn this whole thing around. Like it has to be like we're flying to
Top half of the table
in
Top
the first half of next year, and
Yeah.
it's like is that
The league's only getting better, bro. The league is so
but
competitive.
also add the bluffer ratio, and then
Too
it's
high.
like they're just gonna give up on. And like by the way, they've already like. There's like he said. There's no. He's like I can't give you a reason to back me, like, which is crazy.
there is no reason.
At Davey T, sell everyone but Lenny, Maz, and Ahmad. Ruben has all the time in the world to install a style of play next year. I hope so. I hope so. Timo United. Onana was terrible today. Not fully culpable for the goal, but not commanding at all in the box. Like regardless what happens, Onana has to get it out. A striker, a playmaker, and a keeper will go a long way to improve this team. A few right pieces will be more important than a massive overhaul with only playing 1 game per week. That is true. The 1 game per week next year does give us some air, and this is great from M. Hersey. My kids are asking to support a new team.
Don't.
It's true. It's getting like it's like my son would be like, "Why would you watch this?" You know,
It's
at
the
a certain
greatest club
point.
in the world,
Yeah.
brother. That's it. We don't want to be a Spurs fan. Come on. This is still United. We are in
Sir, it
hell.
is getting worse
Yes,
fast.
but we're not at the bottom yet. We have not hit rock bottom yet. We're in hell. We deserve it. We had it too good. We ate so well. We were feasting for 20 years. We won 65%.
So that's not a
of-
reason to suck as hard as we have.
No, but that's
actually
football goes in cycles. We won the fucking European Cup and we were relegated 5 years later. Like this club is a boom and bust club, and we're in the bust period. So we're all in.
No.
shitty.
By the way, the bus period's not over.
I was just saying,
Insanity,
we're still sliding. We
Van
might get
City,
relegated.
Worst season of my life. Grifter. Anyone who thought this was going to end any other way just haven't been watching these bluffers. They never fail to sink to the occasion. Nothing will change until this roster's overhauled completely. but now we have the funds to do it. And then at Randy Scrandy, need a summer off. Not even remotely interested in watching next season. It's going to be more of the same stupid shit and a bunch of clowns running around. 4 losses to Spurs this season. We've jumped off the ledge. Welcome to the abyss, sir. That is it. You know,
That's it. That's how you end the pod. Huh?
yeah, that's a
Let's
great.
do the Aston Villa preview. What's his win rate? Go to his win rate. It's not good. I would venture it's not great. Is it between good and...
No, he's better than Rangnick right now. He's 39%, but the win rate's not like
39%. That's like fucking who's that guy? Burheffer, bro. That's like a Burheffer
no,
win
it's
rate.
very poor.
It's so bad.
Extraordinarily
That's
poor.
so bad.
But it's not like you can't judge him on the win rate. These
It's not
aren't
about how you lose.
By the way, these aren't his players. Like, so here's the ultimate issue is, what are people going to say? Give him time. These aren't his players. Well, we can't get new players because of PSR, and we're broke. The test is really on the day, looking at Ange and his roster, and then looking at our roster and be like, if you're a good manager, you win the game. Like Mourinho won against a better Ajax. Like Mourinho had a worse team and won against a better Ajax team. We had a better team today and found a way to lose, and that's just not indicative of somebody who deserves like going all in on the system, right? Because you have to be able. Like, it wasn't like you got hard done by or there was a VAR challenge,
penalty.
It was like
red
we
card.
literally had no ideas. The starting 11 wasn't well. A bad Tottenham side.
It was
found a
Ole.
way
It was
to do
Ole
this.
ball. It was like zoot suit, listless football, no plan, no ability to affect the game. There's, dude, I'm a club man. I'm a Muppet. I love this club so much. I love this club irrationally. It's fucking, this sucks, bro. I have been building this game up for days and days. I thought we were going to lose. We did lose. How can you get behind? I'm going to get behind him as a fucking fan always. But like, if I was Ineos, I'd be like, how could you back Ruben Amorim? I mean, like, what justification are we going to have to go all in on a three of the back system that you can't really translate that easily if you do have to fire him in the fall, which we most likely will.
No, you have to back him. But the problem is, because of losing this game, the pressure is on from the jump next year. And so he's going to be judged unfairly he needs 3 years and 3 transfer windows, but unfortunately he's not going to get that because
no, he's not.
I just outlined why I think a back 4 would have made an impact and let us beat Tottenham today. And he chose to not do that. Right. And so ultimately, like, are we just playing into this system versus winning it? But look, that's it. That's the podcast. If you like the American Devils, support us. Check out our YouTube channel if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify. Like, subscribe, comment below. Only about 30% of our viewers actually subscribe to the channel, and we need it because it's been a hell of a year. Also, check out our website, americanrevels.com, americanrevels.store. Grab your merchandise, sir. You can also support us on patreon.com/americanrevels. Go the extra mile, sir. You got our downloads. Top cities. Last 7 days.
Nothing like losing a final. I'll tell you what, I'm glad we didn't go. Glad we didn't go to fucking...
I wouldn't even let him on the bus after the match. Get a taxi back to Manchester.
All of them. All of them. All of them. Number 1, how you doing? How you doing? Dublin, Ireland, Chicago, Illinois, Los Angeles, California, Oslo, Norway, New York, Manchester, England, Orlando, Florida, Brooklyn, New York, Melbourne, Australia, and Charlotte, North Carolina. At least Gdansk. At least Bilbao is a wonderful place to go visit. I love Manchester United. I love the American Devils. We appreciate the community. You guys are the best. Thanks for backing us through this season. It's been hellish. I can't imagine it's going to get any better anytime soon. We do it in the Ruben Amorim channel. Ooh, that's cheeky. I dig it. Let's do it, baby.
It's in the